What's good? Welcome into Titans Today. I'm Abby Alonzo. We've got another loaded mailbag. You guys loved the last one, so I figured, hey, let's do another one. And of course, great questions coming up. If you want to be on the next mailbag, make sure you subscribe so you can get your questions in and be featured on the show. It's always fun answering your questions directly. I love hearing from you guys, and it just makes it a little bit more fun of a show to be able to chop it up with you guys and tell you exactly the answers that you want to hear. So make sure you subscribe so that you can be featured on the show for your questions. Let's start it off right here. 33rd dimension. Which positions need the most improvement for the Titans next season? Well, if I haven't said it 1,000 times before, I think we all know what needs to be addressed during the offseason. You got the quarterback questions, which we will get into very deeply later on in the show. Wide receiver. You have Treylon Burks, who wasn't able to really flash this season because of the injuries. You're hoping he has a breakout season this next year, which really could happen with new offensive coordinator Tim Kelly. You're hoping he avoids the injuries and they kind of fill in the pieces around him so that he is able to flash and show off what he can do. I think you also are looking for somebody else to kind of come in here and lead this receiver room, if not Treylon Burks. You just cut Robert Woods. You need somebody of veteran presence, and Mike Vrabel said it himself. He wants versatility and speed, so be looking for that during the offseason. Of course, the O-line, really, after Taylor Lewan was cut, look, great player, just couldn't stay healthy. Too much money to pay somebody when they can't stay healthy, but we have all the respect in the world for Taylor Lewan, of course. But the only guy really on the O-line that I would even consider maybe relying on or who proved to be reliable was Nate Davis, who will be a free agent March 15th. So might be worth looking into re-signing him, looking into the draft, which we'll get to fix the O-line. And of course, you need a cornerback. Christian Fulton, great. Caleb Farley, great. Injured. You can't play if you're injured. And though they are elite at their positions, if they're not on the field, they can't help the team. So it might be worth dipping into free agency to kind of maybe add some depth to the cornerback room. But those four positions really need attention during the offseason. Next question. What do you think are the most crucial players the Titans need next year? Brody, thank you for the question. Kind of going off what we just said, I think those four positions, but if you really want to talk about who to re-sign, I think you re-sign Nate Davis. I think David Long is another one you look at, and I think Josh Dobbs. I think he is a very good quarterback. Backup quarterback. He was able to come through when he was really needed. I think Ran Carthon will see that and kind of bring him back. They're going to be changing all kinds of things, and you really don't know what direction they're going right now. They cut 4 players in one day, so there are big moves being made. It's just a matter of which way they really want to go with the moves that they're making. I think those 3 guys absolutely re-sign, and I think there are a few in free agency that you should look at, and maybe in the draft, especially those O-linemen in the first round, Paris Johnson, Peter Skoronski, 2 guys that I think are crucial for this O-line, for this team to benefit from. What is the Titans' biggest offseason need? We just touched on 4 of the biggest, but if you had to pick one, you can only pick one. Granted, let's hope they don't just pick one, but if you can only pick one, which one would it be? What is the Titans' biggest offseason need? Head down to the comment section and let me know. You might get hit with an ad break. Perfect timing to answer the question. Let me know in the comment section. Next question. Should the Titans still pursue a quarterback this offseason? This is a good one because of all the rumors and all the talk about the quarterback position, specifically recently. Ran Carthon just made comments on where he stands with Ryan Tannehill at the NFL Combine. He said this: Ryan is under contract. I just want to speak freely for a moment. I know everybody wants to make a big deal out of the quarterback position and whether he will or won't be here. But you guys just have to accept the fact that Ryan is under contract for us. And right now he is a Titan and he will be a Titan. Look, that being said, I don't think you just stop looking for quarterbacks. I think it's something you still kind of keep your eye on because it is something you're going to have to address. Tannehill is under contract for one more year, but after this year, what are you going to do? Are you going to extend him? Are you going to draft someone this year? Are you going to draft someone next year? I think it is still important to keep an eye out and keep looking in all the different areas to kind of set yourself up for what happens after 2023. As much as we want to focus on 2023 because there's a lot to focus on and fix, you still have to kind of keep a vision and look to the future a little bit. So I think it's still worth looking into. Not necessarily going full force and pursuing a quarterback, but if the opportunity presents itself, then surely you want to kind of look into it. Re-signing Josh Dobbs, again, that's a move that they should make as a backup. Can he become a starter? That's a great question. Maybe look at drafting Hendon Hooker in the later rounds. I know a lot of Titans fans are fans of Hendon Hooker because of what he did at Tennessee. I think he's a great quarterback. He's got a good future ahead of him, maybe a franchise quarterback. I think right now Ran Carthon is saying, look, my priorities are elsewhere. We can rock with Ryan Tannehill. If we fill in the holes around him, he'll be able to get us through 2023. So I think he's prioritizing the other holes on the roster. But don't be surprised if they kind of keep their eyes on other quarterbacks during the offseason. That being said, and this goes into a perfect next question, if there's a chance to get Lamar Jackson, should the Titans pursue it? I don't think that's a bad idea. And hear me out here. Hear me out. The Titans have been clearing cap space, okay? They just cut 4 guys about a week ago, giving them about over $11 million in cap space. They're setting themselves up to make a big move. Yes, Ran Carthon said that Ryan Tannehill is returning, but GMs kind of fumble their words sometimes, and maybe things change, and maybe he changes his mind. So if they're making room for all this cap space, and Ran Carthon just recently said that he wants to run the ball. He literally said that in January. Good teams play good defense and they run the ball. There's no better quarterback than Lamar Jackson to run the ball. So add that to your case of evidence here, whether they are actually looking at Lamar Jackson. It seems like they are preparing to make a big move with the cap space and just the way that they've gone about the whole offseason. They are getting down to business. What do they have in store? So what are they planning here? Is it a Lamar Jackson? Are they looking into Lamar Jackson? I mean, you talked about Aaron Rodgers. You talked about Tom Brady. Why not Lamar Jackson? Why can't you also throw him into that mix? And to add to it, there's buzz out of Indy that things aren't really progressing between the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. So if they're kind of at a standstill and nobody's going to make a move on him, then why can't the Titans? We talk about all these big names, so why can't Lamar Jackson be a part of that conversation? I don't think it's out of the question. Do I think it takes a lot to get there? For sure. But I think it's a possibility. You never know. It's the NFL offseason. Crazy things happen all the time. Speaking of crazy quarterback rumors, Trey Lance. Michael Matthews coming in with this one. Could we still trade for Trey Lance? These rumors got piping hot when Ran Carthon got hired by the Titans. Trey Lance posted on his Instagram story a picture with the cross finger emoji, which made everyone think, oh my gosh, he wants to be in Tennessee. It was really just kind of a good luck to the guy who was in the front office when I was drafted kind of thing. They have a good relationship. And especially when the Tom Brady rumors of him going back to the Bay started to heat up, the Trey Lance rumors to the Tennessee Titans heated up as well. But once Brady said, hey, I'm done, I'm retiring, I'm going to work for Fox, I think those rumors kind of cooled off, kind of fell away, because not only is Tom Brady not going to San Francisco, but Kyle Shanahan said Jimmy G won't be there either. So they're left with Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, unless the 49ers go out and get somebody else. But I don't think Trey Lance ends up in Tennessee. Not to mention, there's some concerns that come with Trey Lance. And the injuries are probably the first one. You've got injuries. He's had 21 starts since 2019. Played 1 game in 2020, 4 NFL starts. Accuracy, mechanics remain a concern. So you've already got your issues with the Titans offense. Do you really want to bring in a young quarterback who is injury prone? And you don't have to say it. I am well aware on how y'all feel about bringing people in who are injury prone, but that in itself is a reason right there. I don't know that you want to try to revamp an entire franchise with a quarterback who hasn't really played much less he's got mechanics, and it's too much. I don't think that's the route you go. It was fun. It was fun to think about. It was fun to kind of play along with, but I think those rumors are long gone, and no, I do not think Trey Lance ends up in Tennessee. Lots of quarterback talk, but who do you want the quarterback to be in 2023? You've got plenty of options. Do you want to stick with Ryan Tannehill? Do you want to maybe sign Lamar Jackson? Do you want to go draft somebody and 2023, maybe trade back for a quarterback in 2024? I don't know, but who do you want to be the quarterback in 2023? Let me know in the comment section. All right, who is the top target the Titans should pursue this free agency? Well, we just talked about Lamar Jackson, which I think is a fun one. That's a fun one. But I do want to bring up Jacoby Brissett. He's a sleeper, and I think a lot of people overlook what he did this past season. Deshaun Watson was out. He didn't do terribly. He led his team to some success, and the problems with them weren't necessarily his fault. So I think he's a good quarterback. I think he might be somebody just to look at, just to kind of entertain a little bit. So I think definitely Jacoby Brissett is a sleeper. I think as far as wide receivers go, Allen Lazard is somebody that should be looked at heavily. He kind of took a back seat to Christian Watson the second half of the season in Green Bay, but he's a big-bodied receiver. He can make the contested catches. He's a veteran presence to a locker room. I think he would add to the receiver room kind of some of the stuff that they're missing. The only thing is that Mike Vrabel did say he wants speed and versatility and that kind of thing. So I still think Allen Lazard could be a good fit in Tennessee, paired up with Treylon Burks. I think he's a free agent that should be looked at heavily. And then for the O-line, if they don't go the draft route, if they don't draft Paris Johnson, which it really is looking that way, plenty of mock drafts have Paris Johnson landing in Tennessee with that 11th overall pick, or even Peter Skoronski. I think those two guys could get the job done. But if they choose to go a different route in the draft, I think looking at Orlando Brown or Mike McGlinchey might be worth doing. You got to, again, fill all of these holes. How you do it, I don't care. Fill it, though. The draft, free agency, trades, get it done. And cornerback, James Bradbury or Cam Sutton, two guys that could be signed in free agency that may be beneficial to the worst pass defense in the league. Let's hope that doesn't happen again in 2023. Which free agent should the Titans sign? If it's somebody that I said, let me know. If it's somebody I completely forgot to say, let me know that too. Put it in the comment section. Who do you think is a top runner free agent that the Titans should look at during the offseason? Terry Johnson with the next question. No way we actually deal Derrick Henry, right? If we do, I'm done with this team. You would not believe the amount of feedback I got about this Derrick Henry trade. Titans fans are not here for it. I've seen probably about 3 people that were like, I could see where you're coming from. Everyone else was like, I am switching teams. I will not be a Titans fan anymore. Understandably so. This guy has done a lot for this franchise. He helped hold this offense up when it was like sinking. This is coming from Jeff Darlington's speculation of maybe this is a sleeper trade. Derrick Henry to the Bills. The Bills need a running back, somebody so that the offense doesn't solely rely on Josh Allen. Derrick Henry's getting up there in age. He costs a lot of money. Titans are trying to revamp. So I could see where, of course, the NFL analysts are going to throw crazy ideas out there to see what sticks to the wall. I got it. But I don't think Derrick Henry getting traded away or getting dealt is the right move. I think he brings too much to this offense, and there are already so many issues with this team. I don't think you want to create a new one. He has done a lot. Did he have a little bit of a fumble issue? Yeah, towards the end of the season, but he's spoken on it. He has worked on it. I don't think that's going to be a consistent problem for him, especially this next season. I think, okay, here's the other question. He's getting old, his shelf life. He's 32, and his production is still how it was years and years ago. He had the second most rushing yards by running backs in the league this year, just behind Josh Jacobs. The age, I understand the concern for the age, but also if he's putting the numbers up and he's showing out and proving that he's still got it, why are you going to trade that away? Draft capital, okay, but really, how much draft capital are you going to get? Because other people have the same concern about his age. So I don't think it happens, especially after the A.J. Brown trade that went so sourly. I don't think that they trade away their franchise running back the following year. I think Derrick Henry still has a lot of life in him. I think they're trying to kind of retool, not completely rebuild, but retool. So add pieces around what they've already got. And I don't see that going in a way where you get rid of Derrick Henry. So I think you're safe. I don't think you have anything to worry about. If you do, I will let you know, and that's exactly why you subscribe, because if anything happens, especially a Derrick Henry trade rumor or news, we'll let you know. Hit the sub button. It's always a pleasure chopping it up. Make sure to subscribe, and we will see y'all soon.